You are tuning in. I have just accidentally ended the stream and started a new one, so there is that. I'm just gonna quickly... Hello guys, welcome. Sorry, I've just accidentally started a new stream. I'm not used to streaming on PS5 at all. But yeah, Lever's part 2. Electric Boogaloo. You should put Vigil playing in the background. I'm on PS5. It's very awkward to stream on PS5. I find I'll have to play around with the settings. I'll have to do test it. The problem with live streaming is you can't just test things. You have to awkwardly do it live. And I haven't. Again, this is technically now my 3rd ever stream of all time, so it's very awkward to. Yeah, exactly, Sandra. I think I'm not gonna lie. My preferred streaming method at the moment is OBS. I find that with OBS, everything is in one place and it's very tactile and very easy to manage what goes where. I can just Alt-Tab and do whatever. But on console, it's just really awkward. Yeah, you'd think they'd give better streaming option, obviously, because it's basically, again, I'd argue and say PS5, Xbox, a lot of people are going to stream off them. Although I think that PC is, actually uninstalled because I got angry with it. Recordings were lagging. I have it sometimes. I've only had it a couple times, but yeah, this is 30 FPS Mass Effect Andromeda. Honestly, if you guys play on console, then play on PC. It is a night and day difference, especially Andromeda. So with Andromeda, fun little fact, by the way, this is my rider. This is technically sort of a face reveal because I actually spent, back when I played Andromeda, sort of 4 years ago, I made this character at the time, sort of almost one-to-one with how I look. I spent ages with it, so I'm happy with how that looks. Unfortunately, I don't look like that now. I've got a bit longer hair, so... we're going to... So this is my, I think, 2nd playthrough, actually, from Andromeda, from the looks of it. So I'm just currently on the Tempest. Yeah, the only problem that I have with PCs at the minute, especially if you want to get current specs, is it's so expensive. But I do love... I think Andromeda is a very stunning game to look at, especially on PC Ultra with mods. I think I recently recently did play it and really liked it. Again, yeah, I agree. It feels weird saying tally, but I do agree. I think Legendary Edition with mods, I think it's really interesting. I've seen all sorts. I swear I saw a video the other day where mods, somebody had Mikey from the TMNT shattered a skin over the top. I saw that somewhere. I don't know where. I have actually got a video coming out at some point.
Now orbiting Gadara.
I want to go system view. I got a video coming out at some point with mods for both Andromeda and Legendary Edition. I have both tested myself, as well as I want to go to. So I'm going to start off with what I love the most about Andromeda, which is, I forget the actual planet name. Is it Aya? I feel like it's Aya, but it's the planet that you go to where you make first contact first time. Dude, oh, Horseman. Hey, sorry, I recognise those straight away. I do recognise a lot of you that are commenting, by the way. So, you know, there you are. But dude, 5,000 hours in Andromeda. That is an achievement. I don't know if I could do 5,000 hours. I think at most I could probably do 1k. But those are EA numbers. That's very true. See, I love this as well, where you go into the system and you go past all the planets. I do think it is a bit repetitive if you're playing Andromeda, but I love the super close-ups and things like that. Let's go to the landing zone. I am thinking of Aya, aren't I? Again, I have not played Andromeda properly played it for about a month. I think I last did my video, and I've done so much in between. I've had so much going on in personal life. Yeah, it is. I knew it was Aya. It's because I was expecting the planet to look blue. Been playing since 2012. Nice. I've only been playing Mass Effect since 2019. I sort of said this story earlier, so I apologise if I'm repeating this for people, but yeah, I do. I think it's all gorgeous in general. I'm gonna talk to this dude. Pathfinder, I've got some cucumbers that need cucumbering. Can you cucumber the cucumbers? And then Ryder's like, yeah, sure. He's like, yeah, of course. That's a very British reference. That's a very Tempest versus Normandy. Normandy every day of the week. The Tempest looks cool. I love like the wooden trims inside and things like that. But I love Ryder's Walk. It's so weird. It's like really waddly. Oh god. 100%. Yeah. Normandy over Tempest every day of the week. However, I do think there are some things in the Tempest that I wish were in the Normandy and vice versa. But yeah, I wanted to showcase Aya in the sort of chill stream. I will do some gameplay and some bad guy shooty ups and whatnot, and general ridering. By the way, if anybody can guess who I've romanced in this playthrough straight away, if you have watched the channel, you'll know straight away because I've mentioned it 20 million times. The Hammerhead was terrible. I disagree. I actually really liked the Hammerhead. I didn't think it was great. Oh god, Sandro, what are you doing? No, yeah, it's Vetra. Vetra is best girl Andromeda, which is really weird because personally I'm not a Turian person, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. But best girl is right here. Let's see what she says. Oh, is she just gonna say like, oh hey you?
Hey you.
Oh, what? Hammerhead is a piece of paper, could kick a hole in it, yeah. I also thought it was a bit, what's the word? It was like ice physics, if that makes any sense. It was very skittish. But, I mean, just look at that for a skybox. Like, I just love it. I think, in my opinion, BioWare and Bungie are the best two developers in the industry for skyboxes. By the way, I know because obviously the Mass Effect community sort of plays similar games. I've just run past Drac and Liam, actually. Let's check these out. Baldur's Gate 3. Any opinions on Baldur's Gate 3? Because I don't know if you guys actually want me to play it or not. I'm not a D&D person. I am a sci-fi over fantasy person. I do love Middle-earth, Lord of the Rings. I'm currently also playing for Dragon Age Origins, which is a thing, but in my... Oh, yeah, it's the best character from... I'm joking, it's not. It's absolutely not.
Some of the Angara know.
I've heard Baldur's Gate 3 is basically subverted all expectations. Shock after the earthquake. We're gonna go with this option.
Not sure if it's better or worse that it came from us, from outside.
As a British man myself, yeah, Quarians is a weird topic in Andromeda. A lot of people will say different things, and
the more time I spend on Aya, the more I love.
why is it got? Why is it got to like Drax's forehead? Oop. There we go. Yeah, I know, right?
Feels like one giant water feature.
Where's the grid? Life needs
But
a grid.
yeah, I love Drac. I actually really like Drac. Well, I wouldn't say I love him. I would say I very much like him compared to certain other. Yeah, I just love sci-fi over fantasy. That's just me. I grew up with an older sister, and she grew up with Lord of the Rings. I grew up with Star Wars, but I do love Middle Earth, love Lord of the Rings and whatnot. But Baldur's Gate 3, I'd heard of Baldur's Gate. I've never played it. Again, it will be covered at some point, I imagine, since this is technically now a BioWare channel. Let's be real. Dragon Age, in my opinion, me covering Dragon Age is going to be really interesting because I'm coming in basically from a newcomer's perspective. Like, I do not... Oh, it's fast travel, thank God. I don't have a Scooby-Doo when it comes to Dragon Age, other than I know certain characters and I know certain things. But oh yeah, no, the again, I've covered it on the channel. I've actually covered the novel to... I'm guessing it's here where I can go back. Yeah, cool. Again, I'm having to adapt to Andromeda. But again, this isn't an Andromeda playthrough, by the way, if anyone's a bit confused. We're just talking Mass Effect in general, so it's just going to be a chill stream for a little bit longer. Actually, what time are we on at the moment? Let's have a look. Cool. Quite an ionic filter on Aya. I imagine that's through the marketplace. Yeah, from what I remember, Callow's like the gossipy one. Suvi, I actually love Suvi. Scottish accents are a chef's kiss. As a British man myself, half Welsh, half English man myself, Scottish accents are a chef's kiss. Is she actually? She's Scottish or Irish? She's Scottish. I've got to listen. I've got to talk to Suvi now. I can't remember. But yeah, Callow, I thought he was very meh. Suvi, decent. No, Baldur's Gate is... Oh god, that's going to really annoy me. You know when you can't think of the song or artist, or someone who mentions like a song to you, and you can't remember. I can't remember who. If somebody could tell me who develops Baldur's Gate 3, but it's not BioWare. BioWare have got enough on their hands. Don't give them any more to do because I want Mass Effect 4.
A death construct. According to Aridana,
No, she's Scottish.
A mass relay and turn the approach corridor into an FTL sensor.
From what I can see, that's very southern Scottish accent. So
survey Andromeda all the way from home.
When did you start believing in a god?
My parents were both scientists. My home was ruled by rationality. So when I became
does it also Baldur's Gate 3 actually mention BioWare? Oh, so that'd be cool because obviously, you know, without BioWare you wouldn't have the franchise. So
convinced me even more, especially when I got into knowledge.
I just really hope Mass Effect 4/5 /Andromeda 2 / unknown subtitle, very Bonnie accent. By the way, where is everybody from? Because according to the metadata that I follow on the channel, which I don't really use as much as others, because I'm not like a big time YouTuber or anything, where is everybody from? I'm from the Midlands in England, but like I said, I am half Welsh on my father's side, on my dad's side. Yeah, why is everyone here? Portugal, nice. I have been to Portugal. Hi Nicholas, how you doing? Also, hi Intro, how you doing? Intro, yeah, Midlands, England, nice. California. Yeah, most people that I actually talk to on the channel seem to be from America. So, like I said in yesterday's stream, I will be throwing out outlandish British slang. The south of France, nice. Right, that I've actually been to France because of playing football. I used to play semi-professionally. I used to go sort of all over Europe, and I've been to France quite a lot. West Midlands, everyone's West Midlands. Damn. Yeah, I won't say any more because I probably have said it at some point, but I am afraid that I don't want to get doxxed or anything like that. But yeah, I am West Midlands. Probably can tell from my accent. A lot of people in the US, I don't know if you guys are aware of this in the US, because obviously the stereotype for Britain is we all talk awfully, like, hello, governor, and we don't. I reckon if an American came to Liverpool and heard a Scouser talk, then they wouldn't have a clue what to do. So here we got Joel. Lexi, I kind of like, I'm about to dunk on Lexi now. I feel like she's very... The problem with Andromeda is they just reused every single, like, aside. It's the same thing. Honestly though, like Silencer, if I gave you proper British slang, as in like, if I talked with the other West Midlanders will know what I'm on about. If I talked to a Stokey accent or a Brummie accent, or if I throwed some slang in there, you wouldn't have a clue, mate. If I threw in some proper things like that. Do you know what? I'm almost tempted in a bit to try multiplayer. Let's go back to the system view. I kind of want to go to the Nexus. I'm looking for the Nexus. If you were the Nexus, where would you be? Well, either that or do I go Kadara? I'm going to go Kadara. Yeah, I actually quite liked Kadara as well. Never really liked Joel. Yeah. I thought he was okay. Again, that's the problem with the squad mates in Andromeda. They're very meh. Like, if I'm gonna dunk on them individually now. So Lexi is basically a glorified NPC. Yeah, I have to put an American. Well, not on accent, but on the channel, I do actually have to. I have to tone it down quite a lot. Like, Tally, if I start talking about oatcakes. No one's going to know what we're on about. I'm glad that we're near each other though, because that's actually really cool. I love that. Small world. Honestly, no offense to any of the Americans in this chat, but genuinely, if you heard a Scouser talk, you'd be in trouble. If you had to ask for directions from a scout, like I'm talking main thick Merseyside Scouse accent from Liverpool. Dear God, I don't get wrong. I actually don't mind the accent myself. Got a few friends from Merseyside myself, but Lexi, boring. She's basically an NPC. Joel, he's all right. I like his sort of religional beliefs. I like his cultural, because it was at the time it was something new. Who else? I think Vetra is the only character from Andromeda that I would straight up put in.
Keep walking, asshole. This stuff's mine.
She did. I thought she said that to us when she was like, "Keep walking, asshole."
I wish we'd found Kadara 10 months ago.
But yeah, no, Vetra is the only character that I would have put in the original trilogy, just because I do rate her. Oh, Horseman, you from? Oh, nice, cool. I actually really do like sort of a Texan accent, because that is, from our perspective, that is the stereotypic American accent. Like, I'm not going to try and do one. I'm afraid of it being clipped. All right. What about Drac? Okay, so I'm getting pulled apart here. I actually do like Drac. Again, though, it's a bit vanilla. Yeehaw indeed. I'm not going to try and do the accent. I do apologise, but I do quite like that. I'd say Joel, boring. Lexi, boring. Liam, I don't want to talk about Liam. He's trash. He's the worst squad mate in the entire franchise. I would rather have the reporter. I can't remember her name for the life of me. It will come back to me in a second. The reporter from Mass Effect 3 that joins you aboard the Normandy. Drac was cool. I thought he was decent. Again, I wouldn't really go any further. Cora, I think, would have been a much better character if she didn't keep going on and on and on about the Asari Commandos. I think she spends the entire game talking about the Asari Commandos. We came through this way, didn't we? I'm actually going to play a bit now instead of just sort of Allah's I'm talking about. Yeah, that was the reporter name. I was going to say, did that open the door? Oh, okay. Sure, I guess. I forget that on the console version it just takes eons to open doors. Can I live to the slums? PB. So when I got into Andromeda for the first time, I thought, yeah, I'm going to like PB. PB's going to be, I'm going to romance PB, it's all going to be good. And then it just sort of felt as if, I don't know, it just didn't, in my opinion, she's just not for me. She's very cringy. She's just not, I don't know, I'm just not really interested as much. I think later on in the game, when she opens up a lot more to the other crew, I think she's a lot more interesting. But sort of early on in the game, I feel as though she's very cringy, very stand by for sure party decontamination in progress. I guess with PTSD that does. Do you know what I do miss? I'm going to throw this in the chat for people. I really do miss Mass Effect 1 elevators. I really do, just because of the nostalgia. Oh, here we go. The N7 armor. A username. We got Vetra and speaking of the devil, one of the only Asari in the game that doesn't look like Lexi. I've just dunked on every Asari in this game. Now the problem is, I don't really have a whole lot to do. Because, I haven't completed it. This is my actually, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure this is my third playthrough. But yeah, this is my Nomad. I've gone for a sort of black chrome aesthetic.
Listen.
Yeah, I'll call you.
So I'm just listening to the dialogue.
Deal.
That's one thing I actually really did like about Andromeda, was the conversations per.
Get ready to fight.
Wait, I have Invis on? When did that? What else do I have on? Is it Shield or Lance? Okay, cool. But yeah, I really want this style of combat for Mass Effect 4, where I would like it. Wait, there's more? Where are we talking? It's really weird on console as well. I think it's just the FOV, because back in 2017, was it 2016 Mass Effect Andromeda? It was 2017, wasn't it? It was March? Question mark. But yeah, the FOV is just very in your face. It's very. If you want to play Andromeda, it's PC or nothing, in my opinion. I mean, if you're just playing casually, that's fine. But they were just. I don't know. Oh, nice. Take all, why not? But yeah, I want this style where you've got like. Look how sort of quick and nimble this is. And I got also like melee was big in this game as well, which I quite like. I would do a hybrid, in my opinion, for the next game. I would do a hybrid of Andromeda and Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, where you've got thermal clips, you've got melee weapons, you've got very sort of what I'd call nippy traversal combat, where you're basically jumping from cover to cover. I don't like hiding behind a cover for 20 minutes. Not that I'm saying the original trilogy was that, but I keep pressing triangle to leave the Nomad. I'm not too sure why. I would try and do multiplayer, but I've got no idea what the situation is with multiplayer, because when I tried to play for my video, right? I think last month, it did take a while.
Lady at the vortex? Shoving her way to the front of the bar?
There is a ship dropping down, so I might just quickly...
I'm in a sorry. By the goddess, I'm too beautiful to wait in line.
By the goddess, lovely.
Hey, at least it wasn't a Turian, huh? The rules didn't tell me what to order, so I just waited forever. Nice.
See, I love this style of combat where it's very... I do wish there was like a snap feature. See? But yeah, I've almost gone for like a stealth aggression sort of playlist here. Sorry, not playlist, play style, which is very odd. Yeah, the version that I did in my video was my PC playthrough, where I had 100% it and whatnot, and yeah, it's very weird in terms of playing on PC than playing on console. That's why probably the gameplay doesn't look as fluid as it possibly could be. Oh wow, I got something. I got a nitrate something. Yeah, I do agree. I think it will either be Unreal Engine 5. I think by the time it comes out, I think it will be on Unreal Engine 5. Either that, or I think it will be a modified version of Unreal 4, which I'm hoping it's not. One thing I wanted to... It just popped in my head that I've really wanted to do a video on. I don't know if you guys want to see this as a video. Do you guys think either Andromeda... I don't think Andromeda will, because I think, obviously, BioWare don't really want to touch Andromeda with a 10-foot barge pole, which is quite upsetting. I do have side quests to do. We could go do those, or just sort of drive around a bit more, I don't know. We'll keep going this way for now, but do you guys think Mass Effect Andromeda or the Legendary Edition could come to Switch? I could definitely see the Legendary Edition, but I feel like if it was going to, it would have already been done. But then again, at the same time, it took them a while to port Apex Legends. I know obviously it's Respawn, it's different studio, different team within EA. But I would like to see... I've got a big Nintendo fan, big Switch fan. I would love to see the Legendary Edition on Switch. It's a modified version of Unreal 3, and it's not really that graphically demanding. So, but yeah, they wouldn't... Yeah, I agree, Oddity. I don't think they would touch Andromeda with a 10-foot barge pole. I would have liked to have seen, if you guys have played backwards compatibility on Xbox. Oh yeah, I have to change the... I completely forgot that was even a thing, you know. Only if they use the original trilogy. I don't know, Nicholas. I don't know. I feel like they could easily run. Well, the thing is, the problem for the market is... Again, it's getting Mass Effect in more hands of more people, which I think is always a good thing. But at the same time, is you guys are forgetting Mass Effect 3 was on the Wii U, and I actually don't know if it did well on the Wii U. I've got a big list of videos that I'm getting ready to do, and that is a video that I would like to very much do. And we'll find this dude. I am hoping that the next game is very much not just random sort of enemies, but I do hope... speaking of which, yeah, I'll talk about this as well, the next game, in terms of enemies. I'd like to see Cerberus. I'd like to see... Again, no, it all depends on what on earth they're using as basis for the story. Because... I don't know if they're going to go with Perfect Destroy. I don't know if they're going to go with Synthesis. I don't know if they're going to go with Control. They may even be absolute mad lads. Oh, yeah, I've got to collect ammo. You'd think, question mark, there might be ammo here. No. Can I step inside? No. Either that or I just do a cheeky little fast travel. Yeah, if they did Andromeda 2, I could see sort of the Remnant playing a bigger role. I don't know if you guys have heard, but it was a BioWare dev that has now left BioWare that basically was talking about Andromeda DLC potentially. They were in the very early stage of sort of writing a narrative for it. And they were talking about bringing back the Reapers and Collectors into Andromeda, so I don't know if that's going to be something they touch on. Personally, if I'm being perfectly honest, I think they'll either do one of two things. They'll either do Perfect Destroy as the canon ending, and then as a new sort of blank slate, so to speak, or they'll do where it's similar to if you haven't played the original trilogy games, and then if you just jump into Mass Effect 3, you'll get like an interactive comic. I would love it if they did like a sort of cinematic trailer
Here they come.
of some kind. And in the trailer it shows, it's like an epilogue, and in the epilogue it's showing you footage from the original trilogy, and then you have to actually decide what you did. Either that or it's like updated footage. And what I mean by that, I also love that in Andromeda as well, the ragdoll physics. Oh, hello. If you guys were ammo, where would you be? I'm gonna have the chat telling me it's like, it's behind you, and I'm just there like, no, it's not. It's somewhere. Again, you wouldn't have like a combat area and then just not have ammo. Yeah, exactly. Most people, again, I paused this, why is that in a gun? But my main weapon's out of, it's out of ammo. Yeah, from BioWare stats, I don't know if you guys have seen it. What the others are on about in the chat is there's a massive infographic that they released for the Legendary Edition, and this is the Legendary Edition as well as they had one for the... I'm just going to head back to the Tempest actually for a little bit. Can I fast travel, or do I generally have to go all the way back down this way? Okay. But yeah, they had in in the Legendary Edition, they put out an infographic where they had all the stats for every single choice, and yeah, most people chose Destroy, and obviously then from there it branches out. I do think they will go with Perfect Destroy, just because I think that gives them the most to work with. Synthesis would be a very interesting one, but we already know. Yeah, it's... I don't even go to the pod, but I was just trying to look to see if there were any... Have I gone past the... It's like in a cave, isn't it? To get back to Kadara. Is it just dropped off enemies, or are they just going to spawn in? Cool. I'm just going to go past them. We don't need to find them. Is it... Oh no, it's still a bit... Oh sorry, I thought I'd already got there. Oh yeah, pop-in's a big issue on the console version of Andromeda as well. Like, enemies will just pop in. Because this is a... after all, it's a semi-open world. And... I think with the technical specs of Andromeda, it was an issue. You know, we're trying to... If I hover over the waypoint, does it disappear? No, that's a bit annoying. Can I clear that? No, I don't really care. I'm just gonna pop back into the elevator. Cool. To Kadara Port. I might just quickly check... I might just sort of wander around the Tempest for a little bit and then talk to you guys about Mass Effect 4. That's okay. If you guys actually want to see anything specific, give me a shout. I'll try my best. Like I said, I've got to be honest, the only thing I won't do is just launch a new playthrough of Andromeda. Yes. Ooh. That's a good one. I need a little bit to think on that. I can't just whip out an answer on that, unfortunately. I think I'm going to go with Reyes. I might change my answer. I'll come back to you on that one. I've played Dark Souls, absolutely. I'm not a big Souls guy. I've got to be honest. I said this in my best games from 2022 video that I did at the start of the year. Not a big Souls guy. It's just because I'm terrible at them. And I've got Elden Ring. I actually really like Elden Ring, but I really do suck, like really badly.
Welcome back. Now orbiting Kadara.
Oh god, I've got to try and figure out where to go. Where should I go? Let's see. Do you know what? I could go to the Nexus. I actually do like. Again, I think the Nexus is really good in terms of graphics. Still to this day. I do miss the cooling guns. I do and I don't. I've got to be honest, I'm a thermal clip guy. Yeah, Souls games I'm just not a big fan of, but I really appreciate what they are. Elden Ring is a good game. I got about halfway through then stopped because I'm bad. Mad 'cause bad. But yeah. It's a bit weird. I'm just reading other comments. Are you a Bethesda guy? Yes, I've played a lot of Bethesda games. I've pretty much played all of Bethesda's main titles, so Fallout, Elder Scrolls, etc. I did like. It is really pretty Elden Ring, it's good, but in terms of going back to Bethesda. I really liked. I'm going to get some flack for saying this. I'm going to drop a bombshell of a statement here. I really liked Fallout 4. Fallout 4, I think, is my favourite Bethesda game. I know people are going to instantly be like, but New Vegas, loved New Vegas. Skyrim, Oblivion, love those games as well. Morrowind, I vaguely remember playing. I'll have to replay it at some point. I have got it still. Because my other hobby, doing YouTube, I really like football, is also collecting classic games. So Skyrim is a pretty game, but to be fair to them, they have re-released it on nearly every platform. But speaking of pretty, here we have the Citadel 2 on board the Nexus. What's Vectra going to say? Just Hey Rider, wow. Yeah, I definitely recommend Skyrim. It is brilliant. Yeah, username the Dark Energy plot. I do agree. I do think the next game should focus on Galactic Civil War as well as resources. But again, I don't know where they're going to go with it. Oh, dude, Sam's just telling me. This is one I'm going to. Yeah, Mum, can we get a Citadel? No, we've got a Citadel at home. Citadel at home. But yeah, it's the what's the bar from Mass Effect 1? Oh, see, again, it's one of those things where you can't remember a song, but then later on I'll be like halfway in my sleep, I'll wake up in like a cold sweat and I'll remember. So yeah. See what I mean? Very similar to Lexi. That's what I was on about earlier. Lexi is basically every Asari in the game, which is it's actually very xenophobic of me saying that, very racist, but Flux or Cora's Den, hey, there you go. See, I would, without that tally, I generally would have woken up cold sweat middle of the night, but like, I also love Omega. I've got to be honest, my favourite location from any Mass Effect game, I think, is Omega. If Omega comes back and it's like 1-to-1, I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's a fan who's actually recreated Omega in Unreal Engine 5. And it's very nice. Just go to operations. Afterlife, yeah, Afterlife is probably one of my favourite locations. I love the fact that Omega came back in ME3 and Afterlife came back as well. And it was like a playable space again. That was nice. Yeah, I actually really liked that Unreal Omega. Obviously, it's not perfect, but because it's not the real thing, if that makes sense. But it was really good recreation. So in the militia office, what I remember most from this area is the early side quest in Andromeda. I think it's one of the first side quests you get, where you have to prove that someone isn't the first murderer in Andromeda. That's one of the side quests I remember doing the most. But yeah, I'm hoping the next Mass Effect game graphically looks a lot like Andromeda would on Ultra on PC. Because I will admit this game still looks beautiful on console. Yeah, here's my rider. So yeah, there you go. Oh, the best character in the franchise.
What do you want, Ryder? Shouldn't you be on Tan's lap or something?
Is this about my choice for ambassador?
You mean Tan's choice?
Yeah, I couldn't choose her for ambassador for what I hope is obvious reasons.
It's just more.
I thought she was.
What can I do for you?
The question I've got for you guys is, can I get the "My face is tired" audio to replay?
Director Addison?
Goodbye, Pathfinder.
She's just well animated. I'm joking. She's just very, yeah, I'm not going to get into that. That's a whole other topic for another day. But yeah, I mean, just look at that for a skybox. Bloody brilliant. I think I chose Tan for ambassador in this playthrough, but I think I originally did choose August. Could be wrong. Again, my first playthrough, I'll have to hop on Steam and have a look. Yeah, username, I'm not too sure. To be honest, it's one of those where I just easily turn around and say, I don't know. BioWare have basically told us nothing. But I think it's an interesting theory. I would like to see them a more prominent role. Tan's office. Do you guys remember who voices Tan? It's a really famous voice actor. He's in all sorts. And oh god, he's in the Eternals movie, I'm pretty sure.
Ryder, I appreciate your good sense in backing Hager as ambassador.
You mean a Solarian, right?
Oh no, did I say Hager? Oh, sorry.
Occurred to me.
As ambassador.
Did you have some other business?
That's
nah, I'm all good,
Thanks
dude.
for your time.
Of course.
No more business. How they're keeping the feed. Yes and no. BioWare's primary objective at the moment is getting Dragon Age out in a shippable state and finishing that race. And then whilst they're doing that, they then got Mass Effect. Mass Effect is so one common misconception people have with the next Mass Effect is they think that either hasn't started development or they've paused it. No, it's still in almost pre-production, and it's still in active development. It's not in full development where they're all systems a go, but they are. I'm trying to think how you get around the Nexus into the different areas, but yeah, at the moment I am just sort of. That's it. Thank you, Levy. I was trying to. Again, I had the name on the tip of my tongue. I'm very bad at remembering virtually anything. Do you guys remember how you get to the? I think it's like the base. Oh, that's where we've just been. Do you know what's mad? So I hadn't played this game for like a couple of years, and then I came back, played it for the channel, and then now that I'm back almost a month later, it's almost as if I haven't played this game in like 10 years, and everything is very vague. But we're going to go back to the docking. Yeah, the Ralloy, I do think will make an appearance. If you watch, there's actually a documentary on YouTube from Mac Walters, where it's a couple of the ex-BioWare devs go over what they wish. It's mainly Mass Effect 1, 3 and Andromeda. They don't really cover too much, but for 3, they actually do mention the Ralloy. He did say basically that he wishes that they could have done more with the Ralloy. And yeah, I'm just sort of having a look around at the moment. I'm just re-exploring Andromeda. There's Jarl. Oh yeah, it's the Angaran. It's the Pathfinder Museum. Pathfinder VI. No, nothing will be as good as Shepherd VI, if you guys know what I mean. They should wait for Baldur's Gate hype to mellow out. In terms of announcing the next Mass Effect, everyone's like, "Oh, Gamescom." No, I don't think. I genuinely don't think. I think if anything, we might get Dragon Age at Gamescom. I do think that is actually a possibility. EA are at Gamescom in some capacity, but I don't know what's going to happen. At the minute, I'm just exploring, by the way. So, oh yeah, this was the sort of side quest. I really want to see some new alien races. However, if it is a game that's shortly set out of the Milky Way, I don't know how they're going to do it. I really hope the Ket don't return. I hope that's a big thing I want. I want the Ket to be banished to all eternity and never to return. I don't want the Reapers and Collectors to return either. I think that was a perfectly knit bow with 1 to 3. I think, in my opinion, the Reaper Collector War has now ended. I think, in my opinion, the primary villain should be someone new, or it should be Cerberus. I think Cerberus still has a lot of potential. Like I said earlier, Galactic Civil War and whatnot. But I don't know, really, in terms of a new villain for Mass Effect 4 or 5, the next game, I don't know what... Leviathan is a really good one. Again, I'll have talks about it on the channel. There is a video if you guys want to go watch that if you haven't already. But the Leviathan is a good one. I do think. How do you get to Sam in the Nexus? I always forget. Again, I'm really sorry for the absolute shocking gameplay. I think Leviathan would be really cool, just purely because of the mind control aspect of it. The Hyperion ship. Oh, it is, isn't it? Do I have to... How on earth have I got lost? I literally played this game in July. Actually, I don't know where I'm... Right. Run, Rider, run. I miss the... If you guys know what exactly I'm on about, I miss the old janky running down the stairs physics launch Andromeda. How do I get to the Hyperion ship then? Is it... Do I have to go back into orbit and then select it from the actual arc?
Your scanner can pick up
I want to go back into the vortex. Actually, I do like. This is one of my favourite areas from Andromeda. It's very barren. Yeah, I thought so. But yeah, I do like going into the club. So you're saying the tram? I take it it's on the menu here. Can I? I'm being really stupid. I'm so sorry, guys. Like my brain has turned to mush. In UK time, it's currently almost 10 o'clock. I've been up since early this morning, and my brain has turned to mush. What am I doing here, guys? Tell me. Chat. Help. Starts panicking, starts crying on stream. I feel like this is very much vibes of the... If you guys watched... I think it was IGN that did the Cuphead review where like the person playing it couldn't get past the tutorial. I think this is giving off the vibes. I do promise. I think it's that I've spent that long playing talking about Mass Effect rather than playing it that I'm now just turned to mush. Yeah, oddity. That's what I was expecting, but I was thinking, why isn't it popping up? Maybe if I go in and out of orbit. Run, Rider, you little janky Nolan North man. That's one thing that I like, that I'm really hoping for the next game, so I'm hoping it's not Shepard. Video game journalist confirmed. Nah, mate, I'm nowhere near. Yeah, exactly. You should. That's what I was thinking. You should get all those options appear, then you should be able to go there. So I don't know why that's not appearing. So I'm just going to go to orbit, re-enter. It might just be. I'm hoping it's a visual error. Either that, or I've selected a side quest that locked it out. I don't know. Conrad Further joins forces with Jenkins. Private Jenkins. Hasn't somebody done? Because I know there's like mods where, yeah, I'm thinking, right, movie night, Razor Glass. Wait a minute. I've already done movie night. Why is it? So that I've definitely done that on this playthrough. So why is it? Right, we're gonna go back in. If not, then it's obviously a side quest. Yeah, so in this playthrough, I've effectively done the main story, start to finish. Because obviously I wouldn't have access to, if I hadn't got as far, I found all the arcs, I've done all what I'd call, quote unquote, the major side quests. And I've done all of the squad specific missions, squad mate specific missions as well. But we're going to go check it out. But getting back to what I was saying, I would really like it for the next Mass Effect game if it's like, I think Xenoblade Chronicles X did this, as well as, I'm trying to think of another game that actually did this. I think MMOs do it as well, where you can select the voice of your character and not just have one or two. Where am I going for the tram? Yeah, there we go. Oh, there's a honestly, I am gonna get a packet in soon, probably like 20 minutes, half an hour, just because I am running very low on fumes, as you can tell by the gameplay. Yeah, it's gonna be because like the Op Center, the Hyperion, like I should be able to. Maybe I have to go to like operations, and then select it from there. I think more people want the return of Shepard. I've talked about this in a video. I would actually like to see Shepard in like a mental NPC role, sort of like how in Dragon Age Inquisition Hawk shows up, something like that, where we get a Shepard cameo. I really don't really want a. I don't know, I don't really want a full-on we play a Shepard again. For me, it's not the same. I want to go back into the Pathfinder, Zotan's office. I just want to have a look at the skybox again. I actually do love that view. I would love to have this in real life. Again, I'm a big sci-fi nerd, big sci-fi fan. Did an NPC? Yeah, I noticed that. I don't know if anyone noticed it earlier, but there was an NPC that literally like pretend we were back at the docking bay. There was like an NPC like over in the distance, and he just like popped, like a completely different area. I wish I could show the clip. I'm on console, so I can't. But I would love to show. I've got a clip saved on my PlayStation from ages ago where I've basically got an infinite NPC spawning on screen. It's like a glitch, and it caused my PlayStation to crash. I remember that. I'm thinking though that I've done a side quest and it's locked certain areas. I've started a side quest and I haven't finished it. That's really odd. But hey-o, I'm not too fussed. At the minute I am just sort of running around talking. I do promise, by the way, I know the stream has been a bit not great on my part, which I do apologise, but please realise this is literally technically this is my second ever stream, so there are a lot of kinks, there are a lot of bringing back the aura, but most of the OGB would be there. Don't know. I feel like if they brought back Tali, brought back Garrus, the aura, a few others. Ooh, that's a good shout. Oh yeah, because isn't it like at the end of Andromeda? Isn't it where like Sam? Obviously from near the start of the story, Sam's in your head, and then sort of after that, isn't it like near the end of the game or at the end of the game, like Sam's basically with you? Don't they move Sam to the Nexus? Isn't that a thing that happens?
Hello?
It's in Ryder's quarters. But yeah, I'm just going to explore the Nexus. Oh, sorry, not the Nexus, the Tempest. Just because, so we obviously got the loadout station, then we've got the escape pod where good old PB hanging out with Puck. We got the crew, quote unquote. Yeah, maybe I need to go to Meridian. I didn't even think of that actually. I just assumed. Again, I did for my video recently. I started a new playthrough and I got like a decent chunk of the way through, and then stopped and then carried on recording with my my 100% playthrough. So I've done a bit of both because I also wanted on that video to demonstrate the difference between console and PC. Does anyone remember? I'm pretty sure it's downstairs, but there was like Easter eggs for Plants vs Zombies and other EA games. I would also like to see that very much in Mass Effect 4 if they've got references to all sorts of EA franchises. That would be a nice sort of cool thing. But is Shepard coming back? Obviously, I can't answer that question. I'm going to say yes. There we go. There's your Plants vs Zombies reference, and I'm pretty sure there's also one in Ryder's quarters. But yeah, we're gonna go visit. Yeah, exactly. BioWare's banking on nostalgia. This is where Vetra hangs out for a bit, isn't it? Yep. And then if I go, do I have to call the lift? I was hoping it would just do it automatically. I don't know why. I know this is a completely, technically separate character. When I heard Sovereign, the first thing I know people are going to crucify me for saying this. The first thing that popped in my head was assuming control. When somebody talks Mass Effect 2 to me, that's what I think of.
Are you going to stop calling me that?
Sure. What's up, Archon Killer?
Archon Killer, yeah. The Archon. Best Mass Effect villain, wink wink. The Archon, the Ket. I don't actually remember what the Ket's deal was. I know they were trying to genetically modify all the Milky Way races and take over Andromeda, even though I've got to be honest, if you're comparing Milky Way to Andromeda in the current state it's in, I'd rather have the... Also, when I look at the drive core engine, I honestly just think of the Tali quote from Mass Effect 3's DLC, where she's like drunk and imitating the engine. Where she's like, it's like the SR1's more like, I can't remember what she says, and then she's like the SR2's more like vroom, vroom. I love Tali. Honestly, I could say most of her quotes, to be honest. Ryder's quarters ? I believe it is downstairs. We're going to slide down here and check it out. Shwoom, shwoom, wom, wom, wom. There you go. There's your other Plants vs Zombies reference. I'm not a big Plants vs Zombies guy. I did play the original But I did play Garden Warfare because it was free on Xbox for a while, back on the 360. But other than that, I didn't really. Yeah. So there's Mini Sam. And what we got here? The Planetary Hollow. We got Ryder's bed. See, I do like this sort of aesthetic here, like the wood trimmings. And if we come this way, well, actually, I don't know if I've got to go back up to show what I'm on about. The med bay. Where's our favourite Asari NPC knockoff gone? I think she was in the she was upstairs, wasn't she? I don't know why I'm going this way. It's probably faster to go via the ladder. I feel like in my next stream, I'm going to pull out Legendary Edition. I do think I'm gonna say something that's a bit controversial. I don't know how controversial this is, but I don't know. I think the Legendary Edition is very well optimized for console compared to Andromeda. Like Andromeda, I'm not gonna lie, playing on console feels very slow, sluggish, and that's coming from a console gamer primarily. But yeah, here we have the crew. Oh yeah, it's the AVP control module. I remember doing this. This is where you could like interact with stuff in multiplayer. Ryder's quarters better than Shepard's quarters. Yes and no. I think it's just because nostalgia kicks in. You know, you've got all the different models of the ships, and then you've got the fish. You can't forget about the fish. Hang on, if I system view again. Oh, and the hamster, the space hamster. I've heard, I don't know if this is a spoiler, so if this is Baldur's Gate 3, I'm talking now, so I don't know. Apparently, there is a few Mass Effect references. Apparently, there's a reference to both the fish as well as the space hamster, I've heard. But I don't know if it's, I don't know to what capacity or anything. I haven't, yeah, I remember, since we're going to Meridian, I remember the actual...
No wonder Meridian stayed hidden so long.
So I was listening to what the characters were saying. Can you go to... If I go to Meridian, I hope it's not gonna trigger anything. Oh god, Pinnacle Station. Actually, yeah, I quite liked the apartment from Pinnacle Station. I think it's a shame that I mean, to be fair, BioWare straight up said they were going to include the PC exclusive DLC, but they physically couldn't.
We're in stable orbit.
They physically couldn't because they essentially they had lost the actual the files and everything. I don't know if was it corrupt. I forgot how they actually they lost it now. Was it corrupt? Did they lose it in a fire or something like that? Am I thinking of something else? Exposed, not a true Mass Effect fan if you don't know what happened to the Pinnacle Station DLC. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Here we go. Here we go. Oh wow, they've still got all the burn marks from the final battle. Completely forgot about this. Right, are you guys ready for info dump? For something that could potentially factor into the next Mass Effect game if it is an Andromeda sequel.
Nothing new, Pathfinder, but the Quarian arc is out
Can I re-listen to the...
There's hope.
Oh, is it not letting me... Or is it from the email terminal? Can I re-listen to the footage? Is there a way to do that? Oh, I was hoping that I hadn't talked to her on this playthrough, and I was hoping she would something to do with the Quarian arc, but that's Cora. I'm not really too bothered about Cora. Sandria, it's because BioWare lost the footage. Yeah, there are mods for Pinnacle Station in Legendary Edition, isn't there?
Hello, Ryder.
Memorial. Nice. Again, skybox. Very nice. Bit weird that it's like all around. I understand why. But yeah, we're just gonna have a bit of a. Hear me out, but the next game is a prequel, and we only play as Udina. Someone left the stream as I said that. They were like, sure, you can talk about whoever else, but you've gone too far. Now, I do think if I am gonna... The reason I've come to this room, and I wanted to come to this room, is... Obviously, you've got the dialogue both from Liara as well as Daddy Ryder, but what if the Benefactor plays into the next game? Because... So we do know one thing, the Benefactor went to Andromeda, I think. Because don't the Benefactor, isn't there like a side quest in Andromeda where the Benefactor does actually talk directly to Ryder? I guess we're going to find out. Let's have a look.
I had a strange meeting yesterday. I thought it would be with Jen Garson, who founded the initiative.
Yeah, because I've heard all sorts. I'm going to do a video on the Benefactor because that is an absolute rabbit hole of information. That is going to... Ryder's dad. I'm not too sure. See, I have thought about that, but again, I'll cut. This is more technically it's a sneak peek for the upcoming video on the Benefactor. But I don't think it's Ryder's dad.
Interesting.
I
wonder if
I don't think it's Liara.
Worth talking to him.
I can see it being. See, the thing is, I think BioWare will go a different angle.
I accepted the initiative's offer.
I think they will go a different angle. I don't think they're going to do Elusive Man, because Elusive Man's not going to be in the next game.
Same will never happen without
that I can tell you. I can't tell you a whole lot regarding the next Mass Effect game, but one thing I can tell you is the Elusive Man's not going to be there. Unless they resurrect him. Like, they start off and it's kind of like Rise of Skywalker. They're like, somehow the Elusive Man returned. Husked Elusive Man. Nah. I would actually hate that if that was an actual thing. No, exactly. This is what I covered in my Cerberus video that I did a while back. Cerberus is an idea. An idea is almost impossible to destroy. At least, see, this is the thing with racism. Racism will never truly be like squashed, because someone will have the idea and it will spread, and that's that ties into Cerberus being obviously xenophobic and the betterment of humanity and essentially being a semi-terrorist organization. But I would really like to see Cerberus in the next game being sort of like the head, the villains, Conrad Werner as the benefactor. Could you imagine if that was an actual thing? That was it, yeah, it was the Jen Garson quest, isn't it? Again, it's all coming back to me. Yeah, I'm just sort of waddling around as Ryder at the moment, so I do apologise, but I am enjoying the chat. It's nice to chat to other people on Mass Effect, because a lot of my friends aren't actually Mass Effect fans, or they'll just say, oh yeah, I played Mass Effect 3. Or, I had a friend once, we were playing pool, I was drinking, and I went on a ramble about Mass Effect 4 news. And he was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I played like the demo of Mass Effect 3 once, and I thought it was okay. And then I was like, okay, yeah, they're not gonna know what I'm about. Yeah, they had somebody else kill Jen Garson, I believe, but I do think the benefactor is the Harbinger. Assuming control. Yeah, I also, whenever I think of Andromeda, I do think of Suvi saying, like, enter in orbit. That was a really bad Scottish accent. I can do better, I promise. I have friends from Scotland, and I hope they don't watch this. You know what? We're going to go to EOS. Blasto. Blasto for Benefactor. Hashtag Blasto for Benefactor. I really hope I really hope Mass Effect 4/5, Andromeda 2, Electric Boogaloo, whatever it's going to be called. I'm just going to call it I'm just going to call it Mass Effect 4, just for ease of talking. I really hope it is a mesh of new and old. I really hope we go into the next game and we're bombarded with references like Blasto, Conrad Werner, all sorts. But at the same time, I don't want it to just be fanfiction Mass Effect 4. Where everyone's like, oh my god, there's Tali, oh my god, there's Garrus, oh my god, there's Liara, oh my god, look, it's Miranda, Jack, Edie, Joker, Shepard, oh my god, Shepard's back. I don't want that as the whole game. Because, for me, yeah, I just want something new, primarily. Lever, yeah, of course you can. X or whatever it's called. I think that's so stupid. I've heard recently apparently they're getting rid of the blocking. Apparently they're getting rid of blocking other users on Twitter, which is absolutely mental to me. But yeah, if you guys want to add me on Twitter, if you want to just like DM me whenever. I've also got a channel Discord, however I do not use it because no one else uses it because I'm quite a small YouTuber. I opened a channel Discord and is completely barren, dead, like this planet. Yeah, Killmonger guy, I get that. Whenever, like, you know, you're typing and sometimes you can't spell a word, even though, and it makes you look like you can't spell it, even though you know you can spell it. And then other people look at it like, what? What's this? What is this person chatting? But yeah, it's look, it's Shepard. Do you know the joke that somebody put earlier? I'm sorry, I can't remember who, but it's like, Mum, I want Shepard. No, honey, we've got Shepard at home. Shepard at home. I did like EOS. I can't speak. But I did like this planet in terms of, you know, some things, but for me, it's all Aya. I love Aya. I wish Aya had like a sort of playable combat area that was a bit more like the aesthetic of the main city. Asari Shepard. Actually, what are your guys' opinions on playable aliens in the next game? Because we've only had humans so far, and I really think if we had, you know, Quarian, Asari, Krogan, Turian, Volus. I don't know how a Volus would be in combat. If we could, that's a really deep Mass Effect 2 reference for you all there. Where is the pod? I'm not even looking at the top, to be fair. So there we are. I'll walk straight past it. Again, I'm running on very low fumes. So you're getting peak Lockhart quality content here. But yeah, I'd be really interested in alien races, to be honest. The thing is though, I've got to be honest, with Mass Effect 4, I would rather them go back to basics and create something simple than risking it and creating something that is almost like Andromeda, where it's too ambitious in scope and it completely kills the franchise because of how bad it is. Obviously Andromeda wasn't like that at all, but it nearly was. If you guys remember, Andromeda was received so badly by EA, obviously the executives, that it genuinely put the franchise on hold. I mean, we haven't had a Mass Effect game since, so that should say it all, really. But yeah, welcome to EOS. EOS. I don't know. I wouldn't say small scale, I think that's the wrong term that I'd use for it. But I would like a game in which we essentially, like, it's very cinematic, like Mass Effect 3, Mass Effect 2. But I don't want it to be completely on rails. I've got the wrong gun selected. Do I just go in melee only? Is this what's going to happen here? I'm gonna. I completely missed. That was terrible. Panic! It's all coming back to me.
Monitoring the colonists. Are gathering data on the initiative.
Already? Can we stop them?
I detect surveillance devices at other camps. Once you locate them, I can determine the best course of action.
Yeah, I like, I don't know, I do like the melee combat in Andromeda. I've got to remember how to bring up the weapon wheel actually. That's the scanner. I am properly acting like a fake gamer. Fake Mass Effect fan. Never even played a Mass Effect game. Can you imagine that, having like a Mass Effect YouTube channel and then just like not even playing the game? It's touchpad, isn't it? I thought so. I actually did press touchpad and nothing happened. I don't know if that was because I was in the middle of combat. But yeah, we're going to go back to the good old Nomad. We're going to venture onwards. So yeah, what do you guys tell me below? Like, what was I even talking about? Oh, it was aliens. In terms of the next game, I think that alien squad mates, alien characters, but in terms of creating I'm going to call them the Rookie, just for the purpose of this argument. I would. Again, honestly, honestly, my PC brain went in then, and I was like, okay, I've got to press this key, and I looked down, there's a controller in my hands. I'm like, oh god. This is the problem with like any game. I'm really terrible at switching between consoles and PC.
I'm not bored by your stories. You sure look it. It gets me a little annoyed sometimes.
Yeah, I'd love to play Quarian and then see how story choices then impact it because you're a Quarian.
Sure, maybe.
For example, like some vendors won't sell to you,
like you said,
or like try and scam you. Whereas if you play as someone like Asari, like some vendors would actually, you know, like sell it cheaper because maybe you can like charm them. I don't. I'm just spitballing ideas here. Do you know what I really wish was a thing? Hear me out on this. Tricks in the Nomad. So as in like flips and shit. Again, apologise for the French, or as they if you guys watch football, and by football I do mean, I refuse to say the S word, and I'm going to say football, but whenever like somebody swears and they pick it up on like live TV broadcast footage, they'll be like, we're very sorry for the fruity language, which in my opinion is very British. That is as British as you can get. in terms of that. So I do apologise for any of the fruity language if anybody is younger, quote unquote. But by the way, I wanted to say this earlier, completely forgot, because obviously I'm reading comments as they're coming in. And by the way, I do appreciate I am trying to respond to as many as I can. I'm very bad at talking to one person, let alone more than one person. But I am more than happy if anyone wants to DM me and just talk Mass Effect or anything like that, especially the next Mass Effect, because if anyone wants to play Mass Effect, if anybody wants to do do you know what? Actually, it's going to expose my save data slot, actually, but hey, I'm going to save the game. We're going to see if we can get in a game multiplayer. because then it demonstrates my point of being able to customize and play as a alien race, whether it be a Turian, Asari, Krogan, Drell, etc. Now, my question for chat: do you prefer Mass Effect 3 or Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer? I don't know if that's gonna, cause a war in the chat. We're gonna try and see. So when I last did this, I could get a game, but it was after quite a while. I think it took me a good 10 minutes to matchmake. Dude, never played multiplayer. Ooh, you're missing out. See, a lot of people are coming in with only the experience of the Legendary Edition, and there's no multiplayer. Which, by the way, they have pretty much, unless, again, because it's in pre-production, so they could, basically pre-production in terms of game development for the next Mass Effect game, basically means at any point they can just turn around and say, and change anything. Like, to be honest, they could just turn around and say, oh yeah, Liara's not in the game, that was only for the reveal trailer. Right, character selection, or was it character customization? No, that's, Right, who we got here? Oh god, yeah, it's 2017, so everything was in loot boxes. So yeah, obviously we've got Turian, Krogan. I do hate, I know that sounds horrible, I hate how the female Krogans look in Andromeda. I much preferred it to the original trilogy. Yeah, my name on Twitter is LockhartQTN7, but I think my actual handle is just LockhartQT on Twitter. In terms of Discord, I'll pop the link in the chat in a second. That's not a problem. If you guys want to chat amongst yourselves in there, please bear in mind, not only with YouTube, I do have a full-time job, so I can't actively be on there, but I did try my best when there was a few people in there. But I've always wanted to do, I said this in my last stream, a Mass Effect podcast talking about the next, just Mass Effect stuff in general. But the problem is, I've tried to get Mr. Hulfin on, I've tried Calla Elizabeth, and I've also tried Paragon N7, all of which did not respond to me. I don't want to start beef, because I don't have beef with anyone on YouTube, but I did actually see that Calla actually posted something on Twitter, which I don't know if this is just me being anxious, but I don't know if... So basically she posted something a while back about, I hate it when people clickbait the next Mass Effect game, and she put something in there that basically the last video that I put, it was something like, I hate it when people put this in the title, and it was pretty much word for word what I titled one of my videos. So I sat there thinking, oh my god. I don't want to annoy anyone else in the community. I do appreciate that I have done a few videos that are clickbaity, but that's more just because the YouTube algorithm hates it when I do. If I do content and I label content, thumbnail content, exactly how I wanted to do it wouldn't get any views. But again, I'm not here for, the views and monetization, because at the end of the day, I'm not making that much money, and I've only got 2,100 subs, ? Something like that. But at the end of the day, I did learn my lesson. I did actually do it on purpose, where I had a video. I think we're just going to go with female soldier 2. Why not? Oh, I've gone with Asari. Cool. That's my Asari. Let's go quick match. See if I can. I'll just go bronze, because I don't know what. Yeah, again, I don't know. I've got no concrete evidence to suggest. It might just be I'm a very anxious person in terms of stuff like that, so I don't know if it was directly aimed at me. If it wasn't, great. If it was, I would like to apologise if I have, majorly clickbait the next Mass Effect game. But like I said, it is a bit difficult sometimes, because it's a weird mixture of, obviously I do want people to watch my content. I think anyone on YouTube is like, yeah, I'm not here for the views. That's a load of BS. They are. but I'm not really here for like to make millions of views, but that would be nice. But at the same time, I'd rather just make the Mass Effect content I want to make, which is I am just going to hang on a minute. I have actually got the list here somewhere. So like some of the content that I've got. Again, if anybody's got any ideas, you know, like anything that you guys want to see that I haven't done already, please give me a shout and I'll definitely give it a go. This is what I'm on about, by the way, the matchmaking is taking ages, but some of my current videos that I've got upcoming are the Benefactor, both who I think the Benefactor could be and like how it impacts the next game, and if the Benefactor is even in the next game. That's something that I'm working on currently. I did recently a sort of top 5 characters I want to see return for the next Mass Effect game, and I'm doing a part 2 for that, which includes I think Miranda and a few others that I don't really want to spoil because obviously that'll be in the video. I'm going to do a video about, I don't know if you guys heard, there's a rumour, it's come from a somewhat reliable source that apparently BioWare have got in development in very, very early stages, or at least it is being talked about, a Dragon Age collection where it's Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age Inquisition to get ready for Dreadwolf. Because in my opinion, if BioWare had done the Legendary Edition, because I think, in my opinion, launching the Legendary Edition alongside the initial trailer for the next Mass Effect was a stroke of genius. Yeah, basically Dragon Age Legendary Edition. We'll just call it that for the sake of calling it that. But I've heard rumours about that. But that would certainly get me back into it. I've got a video talking about there's a couple other Mass Effect games like Mass Effect Infiltrator, Killmonger. I've done a character tier list and a romance tier list. I don't like Ashley. I've got a friend who loves Mass Effect, and his best girl, quote unquote, is Ashley. I don't like Ashley at all. I'm not going to get into that because that's like a 2-hour rant. That will have to be its own video. It would be that long, but I don't hate her. She's not Liam Costa, but is that his surname? I feel like it's Liam Costa. But some other videos I've got coming that I've got these 2 videos that I have actually got in development are that I've made some progress with is the Mass Effect Legendary Edition as well as Andromeda sort of best mods. And I'll be covering that. And then I'm also really excited for this video. I've been wanting to do this video ever since I started doing Mass Effect. Oh, is it just gonna? Oh, right. I thought it had to completely. I thought it had to fill out. So I take it the other characters are going to be bots. Either that or if it's me by myself. Ooh. Yeah, I agree, Nicholas. Ashley became much better going throughout Mass Effect 1, 2, 3. Mass Effect 2 made me want to chuck Ashley out of a window. Well, the fact that she's basically non-existent in that game, but no, I saved first my main playthrough, which I'm calling Lockhart QT's canon playthrough for fanfic, I guess, like headcanon sort of stuff. Is it just me or do I have bots? Oh, good God. Alright, this is going to be interesting. This is going to expose me. Geth aren't people. Tally, how could you? You definitely made some different choices to me in Mass Effect 3, I'm putting it that way. Right, where are we? Was it Remnants? Is it? Very interesting gun choice it's giving me here. Ooh. How do you change cover perspective? Oh wow, okay. Oh my God. Hello. Dying. Me IRL. Yeah, I've got to get used to Andromeda. Like, definitely, it's playing the Legendary edition I'm dead. Right, that was it. That was multiplayer, guys. I hope you enjoyed.
Marking combat losses.
Mission failed. Damn. I'm being exposed here. Problem is, I feel like playing the Legendary Edition is completely different. Also, I'm playing on console, so it's just really weird. Yeah, I've got to be honest though, multiplayer, from what I remember, because I think I have played it solo before, isn't really something you should be playing solo. It is definitely like something you should be playing with other people. I am going to test it again to see if I can matchmake, then again, because it's going to put me in an EU server, I reckon. I don't... Oh wow, look at all those levels we got. Nailed it. How do I... There we go. Character selection. I am just going through some of these just to see what we got. Infiltrator. Ah, there we go. Sorry, I thought it only got to a certain point. So what we got here? We got Sorry Huntress. Got Batarian. Yeah, we need a Batarian squad mate, and yeah, Mass Effect 3 multiplayer I last played on the Xbox 360 via Xbox Series X in 2021, and it still had players. I can't remember, because I've still got the 360 version installed on my Series X. I don't know. Oh yeah, by the way, Killmonger, I don't know if you know this, with Andromeda on PS5, it's the worst version by a mile, because it's 1080-30 locked. Then the Xbox version is 1440p 30 FPS locked, but for some reason the Xbox version runs a bit smoother on Series X. I don't know why. But then on PC, obviously you've got all the bells and whistles, how God intended you to play it, basically. So Human Juggernaut, Angara Insurgent. That armor makes him look like Doom Guy. I don't know if that's just me. Then we got Turians, see Krogans, Solarians. But yeah, this is giving you a little taste of what character creation would be like, perhaps. But I don't know how BioWare would go about it, because I think that would be, from what I can think of, a development nightmare. Because obviously you've got different hitboxes, then obviously you've got all the story and lore aspects to go through as well. Oh, sorry, let's go through like the ultra rare ones here. So we've got Batarian Vanguard, Angara Exemplar, ooh. Krogan Gladiator, Asari Duelist, Angara Avenger, Solarian Operator. I actually really like that human design. I don't know if that's just me. I mean, the face is a bit sort of dead, but I mean, most of the animations and humans are in this game anyway. Let's have a look at the humans, actually. Let's go through sort of base level humans. You know, there's a reason they give you the humans first, is because everyone just goes, wow, I want to play as a human. Especially, like, you know, the casual audience. Tally, I would recommend finishing Andromeda. I mean, if you anything excited for the next game, I would definitely finish it, because it may tie into the next Mass Effect game. At some point, I was going to wait until closer. I mean, I replay the Legendary Edition quite a lot, but I am going to do a playthrough start to finish on the channel, Mass Effect 1 to Andromeda. But either that, or I could do Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect Andromeda, then Mass Effect 3. Because technically, that is the chronological way of doing it, like chronology-wise. Whoa. We have somebody. Ladies and gentlemen. The question is, do we go in? Nah. I've got to be honest, I've just seen the time. I've also just realised that I was in voice chat, so that person's probably just really fucking confused what is going on. why is this person talking to themselves? That was also the reason I went, I'm not gonna lie. You guys get to see, beauty of being on live stream, you guys get to see how sort of cringy and awkward I am. I promise I am an extrovert, so IRL, I'm brill. When it comes to gaming though, oof. Different, I'm a different breed, I'm built different. The problem is I can't just go into... I wouldn't say that's sovereign. I wouldn't say they're being, like, trollish. I do really disagree with the fact that it's basically they've... how do I explain this to you? The problem is they've announced the game too early, and I'll tell you why they announced it too early. They announced it too early because they basically were in panic mode. BioWare had recently cancelled Anthem 2.0, or I think it was called Anthem Next. From what when I did my video on that last year, I think it was called Anthem Next. They cancelled that, so BioWare were basically in limbo. They were like, oh my god, what do we do? So they announced Dragon Age, Mass Effect Legendary Edition. That is all three things that hardcore BioWare fans want. Yeah, it's just because it's on console, Levu. Exactly. If it was on PC, it'd be a different story. But my console playthrough is it's a bit weird looking at the two side by side. It's the same with the Legendary Edition. If you look at my hours played on Xbox 360 compared to Legendary Edition, it's a bit different. I've got more hours on the original Mass Effect games, to be honest. Link to my Discord. I will do that right now. I'll be 2 seconds, everyone. I'm just going to pause the game just in case a random enemy decides to take me out. If you give me 2 seconds, guys, I'm just getting the Discord chat. I'm actually trying to find the link. Now. It's called Lockhart QT's N7s, which just, yeah. And you guys are going to like this, because I don't actually use Discord that much, compared to a lot of my friends. I'm just trying to find... I've read the Mass Effect Annihilator, which was the Quarian Arc, the missing Quarian Arc novel. That's the only one I've read. I wanted to do a video on the novels and the comics as well as the art books. So I'll have to crack on that again. I've got to find time to actually read the books. Okay, I'm just on it now. I'm just going to see if I can... Isn't it like you go to invite and then it will give you a shareable link? Yeah, there you go. Just doing it now, everyone. How funny is it, though, that it's like... I accidentally ended the first stream. I think it's really funny. Pretty sure there it is. So, woohoo. And for people wanting to see it, my Twitter is just Actually, is it Lockhart QT or is it Lockhart QT? It's oops. It's Lockhart QT N7. I don't know why it's like added Lockhart QT there, but I'm actually going to head back. I remember when I first played Andromeda, this is an embarrassing story, I actually got stuck because I had a bug where when you switch between the nomads, what I call the wall crawling and basically the different modes, it actually wouldn't let me switch between the different modes. It was almost bugged, where it was saying that it was switching, but it wasn't actually doing anything, and it was stuck in the sort of default, I don't know the name of it, but basically the faster, the more agile mode, and I almost gave up playing Andromeda there and then. Really? Are you saying that you chose Miranda over Tally Killmonger? That's interesting. I like how I said like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, probably like an hour ago. But here we are, what can I say? This is what Mass Effect does to a man. Speaking of which, this is a really weird thing to bring up, but so I am interested in looking at my channel's statistics. I actually found I was expecting, this sounds really bad, but I was expecting my audience to be solely people from the UK, solely from
All clear.
solely like male, but I actually found that like at the time, I don't know what it's like now, but like a good chunk of females and other on the channel as well, which is great, like subbed and interact with me. So like I said, I just want to interact with as many people as I possibly can, really, because I've got to be honest, I don't really have a lot of people that I know that actually like Mass Effect the way I do. I only know like 2 people that I can literally just sit there and just gush over the series about. Like my best friend, my best that sums up Mass Effect perfectly. I couldn't have written that any better. I couldn't have scripted that any better than I just did. That was utter perfection. That sums up Andromeda perfectly, I think. But here we are. We're just going to run about here for another 2 hours talking about random Mass Effect facts. I think that's a good way to go about the stream. No, seriously though, just because of time, I'm going to end the stream in about 9 minutes, which I do really apologise over. It's currently almost 11 o'clock, as in 11 p.m. in the UK, and I'm very tired. I am zooming in and out of consciousness. I think if I do a live stream tomorrow, I would like to stream a bit earlier, say 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I had guests around today, so I wasn't able to. I was going to stream about 6 o'clock, 6:30, but I wasn't able to do that. But let's go to. I love Bayonetta, Sandro. I've actually got a review of Bayonetta 3 on the channel, and I had like Bayonetta news videos for Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta 3 was an interesting one. Again, I'm not going to talk about it now because that's a whole topic to dive into, really. But these streams, again, I really do apologise on my behalf, the fact that they have been a bit rocky, but I'm learning.
We're on course.
Again, what if I'm on PC doing it, which I think I'm going to do next time for the Legendary Edition playthrough, is again when I'm on PC, I'm fine. I did have a few issues yesterday with for some reason it was picking up background audio, which is a bit weird because my mic doesn't usually do that, and then I got it fixed in the end. But yeah, if you guys want to just like pop me, like DM me, whatever, like I'll happily respond when I can. I've got to be honest, I will be awaken up for a bit, but I will be going to bed soon, as I'm a bit of a sleepy boy. Honestly, I spend half my life sleeping. I sleep so much. It's ever since I think got into like early 20s. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Tally. I like the chill hangout vibe of it, to be honest, because I'm not a big streamer where I just want to like sit there and just like go into it and, you know, I don't know, like I'm not a competitive esports kind of guy myself. This is the Krogan planet. What I dub as the Krogan planet, because this is like new to Chunker, isn't it? From what I remember it being called. Almost jumped. I was going to switch squad mates actually, but now that I'm here, I just feel like just gonna walk around and talk. But yeah, Mass Effect 4 is going to be an interesting one. I would like to do another chill hangout stream regarding Mass Effect 4, Mass Effect 5, whatever it be. But yeah, I really enjoyed just chilling out, talking Mass Effect. I've always wanted to do this for a while, but I just haven't had the following or like the user base to do it. I'm hoping that one day my goal at the end of this year is to get to... Well, I've got to be honest, my goal for the end of this year was to get to 1k subs, and we've got to 2k, which is brilliant. So I would like to, by the end of this year, get to 3k, which I think is doable. But my video rates have gone down. I do apologise to everyone, it's just because I've had lots of stuff IRL going on. I've been moving. I've just recently moved into new residence with my girlfriend, which has been an absolute, not nightmare, but it's just been a bit stressful. Thank you very much. It feels weird that I'm, like, saying, oh wow, I'm on 2k subs, I can't believe it, because I imagine for most people, like, especially YouTube nowadays, it's like, oh wow, 2k, that's nothing. But, because obviously, you know, you've got, like, people on insane numbers. Actually, can't you get to, like, the top? I'm pretty sure this location, isn't it like a spiral sort of format? Where you can get to, like, the very top, or am I just pulling that out of my arse completely? Yeah, plus I have a full-time job as well, which, just between us chat, I'm not... yeah, it's one of those where it's, you know, it's an IRL job, but I'm there purely to be paid. Like, I don't really enjoy it as much as YouTube. I wish YouTube was my full-time job. That way I could put 110 million% into it, but I'm looking at changing jobs at some point, start of next year, so that's also going to be another stressful thing to add onto the pile. But I've got to be honest, my life's pretty good. I can't really complain. I've got favorite. Oh, hey Alexios. I'm really sorry if I butchered pronunciation. I think I mentioned this at the other stream that I did today, but I am terrible at saying any word, let alone a name. So,
Pathfinder.
favorite character to romance as male Shep, Tally. By an absolute mile. I mean, to be fair, the hint is in the channel art and the profile picture, isn't it? But the Tally's just a sweet little muffin. In my second playthrough, I romanced the Yara. In my third playthrough, I romanced Tally again, because why not? Do you know what we're going to do? We're going to... Well, FemShep. So... I like to, when I'm playing RPGs, sort of roleplay as if it was happening in universe. So with FemShep, I'm not gonna lie, I have tested out Garrus as well as the Aura as FemShep. Ooh, Fane, that's a good one. I've never actually romanced Fane. Obviously I've seen the romance play out. Oh, I don't want to talk about Fane, though. Yeah, exactly. Sandra couldn't have put that any better. I don't want to give spoilers for people who haven't played Mass Effect 3, but I feel like that's all the information / context you need regarding...
I'm calling you V now, okay? Next time we're on Kadara, you and me. We'll do something dumb and fun.
So I'm also listening to their chat in the Nomad. I completely forgot about these...
We'll get you different clothes.
Thank you, I appreciate that, Tally. Yeah, like,
for the night. Or Nixiana. Or
The-
Cleo. Whatever you like.
Doing YouTube's an interesting one, because I will admit I have experienced quite recently
All the way.
burnout. And I will admit, back when I was on, I think my first year on YouTube, I only got like 250 subs because I was essentially trying to do Nintendo-only content. And then I found out very quickly that it's oversaturated, and it just, even if I do want to do the videos that I want to do, there's just no point. Because it's just not going to get any views, sadly, unless I majorly clickbait, and that's what I mislead people, which I don't really want to do at all. So, and I try and do that with Mass Effect, where I will admit some of my titles are a bit on the clickbaity side of things, in terms of like Mass Effect 4 news, even though it's technically not, but it technically is. But at the same time, then in the video I'll sort of outright say and why I've titled it that way and such. But yeah, my goal is never to mislead people, anything like that, so I do apologise if anyone has ever felt that way. I have had one video, I think if you guys have been watching me and watch every video that I do, you'll know exactly which video it is, where I did on purpose clickbait the video to All Living Hell, because I wanted to see, this was more like a fairly new YouTuber trying to test things out, so I really wanted to see basically what would happen. And yeah, you know, I have a sub, I can't remember his name, I know the profile picture, who I've spoken to him briefly on Discord, and he has actually like come out fully said he's gay, he's homosexual, and his favourite romance is Caden, and he was actually telling me like in depth why he likes Caden. And I love Mass Effect because of just the inclusivity of it. It's brilliant in terms of anyone can play Mass Effect, anyone can feel represented, and I love that. But yeah, no, I will admit I do get burnout. I've had burnout quite recently because I sort of sat there and thought, well, what's the point of doing Mass Effect content if there's no Mass Effect news? And at the minute, it does feel like, as a community, we are picking on straws. We are picking up essentially nothing. And I do hope BioWare drops something. I mean, we're definitely getting something N7 Day, but I'm hoping before that they at least give us something tangible, whether it's a mention, like a developer interview where they say like, "Yep, we're still doing it. It's coming this date." Or, well, okay, no, not yet. I don't think we're going to get a release date for a very long time. I'm hoping we at least get a window, but like I said earlier, it will be Dragon Age first. Yeah, N7 Day will 100% get something. I'm hoping for a trailer, but I very much doubt that. I'm thinking it's going to be something more akin to the Secret Transmission. Either that or some more concept art. I'm really hoping for something really juicy, like a full blog post where they get developers in. That's really interesting. You know, I never thought of that. Obviously, if you play Mass Effect with the different language. Yeah, Alexis, Star Wars broke my heart as well. Don't get me wrong, I love The Mandalorian. I'm looking forward to Ahsoka. Yeah, I think what's going to happen is similar to how they revealed Andromeda. I think we're going to get a teaser trailer that shows a few things. It's going to be CGI only. It's going to show a few things, like maybe playable character, as well as some other things. Hey Kyle, welcome. Hope you're having a great day. It's a bit awkward since I am about to go to bed in a few minutes, but yeah, I reckon we'll get some more concept art. I reckon we'll get, I don't think a sneak peek trailer, I don't think they're going to go that far yet. If they do a sneak peek trailer, that means the game is progressing in development, which we already know it's not, unfortunately. It's almost like you guys have joined me. God, we said that person before. It's almost as sent, you know, we've sent, we're on a chill road trip talking about the next Mass Effect. I'll stay for a bit more. Why not? But yeah, exactly, patience. I'm a very impatient person. I want the next Mass Effect now, but in the illustrious words of Shigeru Miyamoto. Rushed game bad, delayed game good. I know that's not the quote. I know somebody in the chat's gonna be like, actually the quote is this, and then the guy quote.
Remnant site. It'll probably
Yeah, the
have
longer it
defenses.
takes about it. So I don't know if you guys are Pokemon fans, but that's the problem I have with Pokemon. I love Pokemon, but even Game Freak have actually straight up come out now and said that their release schedules are killing them, and it's making their games less quality. But I'm hoping that the next game they just take their time and they take as much time as they need. They polish it, because Andromeda was rushed out the door by EA. That's no secret to anyone. EA have even come out and admitted it. You know, I think in terms of the next game, take their time and make it the Mass Effect game we all want and deserve as fans. I think that's what they need to do. And it's easier said than done, because obviously they've got marketing, they've got the higher ups that are going to obviously come in and muddle about with everything.
Pathfinder, we're
But,
approaching a scavenger site. I advise caution.
Because I know if you guys are talking amongst yourselves about it. Again, I have done a video on this. But in terms of save data import, I think it would be one of three things. It would be Legendary Edition save data files, which gets a bit rocky because of console. They could do something similar with the original trilogy, where they have like a website where you can upload your Shepherd and then carry it over. I don't know.
The scavengers set up camp out here.
Or
how do they survive the heat?
they could just do a I don't know what they could do, to be honest. Like oh my god, the shooting is so weird on console compared to Legendary Edition.
Pathfinder, that canister is volatile. Shooting it will trigger a reaction.
Shooting it will trigger me. See ya. You just sent that man to a different. You just sent that man back to the Milky Way. Just got a trophy. Where's he gone? Hello. Looks like outlaws. Yeah. I like how earlier I said I wouldn't do a southern accent, American Texan accent.
Was attached to that canister.
Oh my god, yes, we've got a side quest.
There may be more at other scavenger sites.
We'd love to see it. Yeah, anyway guys, I think I am gonna call it a day there. I am dying of lack of. I'm joking. It's not that. It's not that bad. I had quite a lot of sleep last. I think I had like a good 10 hours for the first time in a while. So, but though, so recap of everything. If you guys want to check it out, you can either DM me on Twitter /X. I don't even get me started on the fact that it's been called X. So I'm just checking to see that I'm not plummeting off into the. But yeah, I've got a Discord. The link to the server is in the chat, and yeah, no, honestly, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure meeting anyone who's joined. I've always wanted to do a live stream. However, it's been really, it's something that I've wanted to do, but I've been nervous about doing it because I don't really think I didn't think I'd be good at it, and I don't think I am. But then again, it's always that, you know, the additive of like the first time you try, it's going to be bad. You know, I'm sure once I get more into it, I'll get more savvy with the settings and how things work. I can tell you guys now, live streaming on console has been a bit of a nightmare compared to PC. I have really, yeah, I do miss live streaming on PC. Yesterday that was very easy. It was just OBS, Alt-Tab, change all the settings in OBS, done. I haven't messed about with overlays and things like that because I'm not really too fussed. But yeah, like I said, Discord link is in the chat. Twitter is in the chat as well if you guys want to message me on there. I am somewhat active on both, and obviously more videos are coming out all the time. I am going to pump. I've had a bit of a break and I've had a bit of a burnout recently in the last few months with Mass Effect, but I'm now going to essentially pump the gas. More Mass Effect videos coming out regarding the next game. I've got videos coming out on who the benefactor is, and loads more stuff. One video that I'm very excited, I didn't really mention earlier, is I'm doing a video on the Mass Effect anime, which a lot of people aren't even aware exists. And I cannot wait, that is a whole thing. But yeah, Livu, to answer your question, I love Pokemon. There isn't a single Pokemon game that I hate. It's more just the newer games, quality-wise, just aren't as good as the original. Like, my favourite Pokemon game of all time is probably Pokemon Platinum, but also like Heart Gold, Soul Silver as well. Yes, there is an anime, but I will not divulge any further. As well, I mean, to be fair, you can just quickly Google it yourself. But there is an anime with the official voice actors, well, some of them anyway. But yes, that will be a video coming soon to a YouTube near you. So I can't wait for that. But I'm very excited. But yeah, no, anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna call it a day there. By the way, just really quick before I go, the Mass Effect movie / anime is on Amazon Prime Video. If you guys have that, either that or you could. I'm not going to say this, but I'm going to try and pinch my words around it. You could venture onto the high seas. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. If you don't know what I mean, and you know, either that or you can get it. I think you can get it on like Blu-ray, DVD. Username shh. But, yeah, you never know who's listening or watching. I mean, to be honest, then you know, no one's going to do anything. But thank you. Yeah, I'm going to watch it again recently. I might force one of my friends to watch it with me. I'm not going to do like a full reaction because I don't know what the copyright situation is with it. I've already learnt my lesson with reviewing movies on the channel, especially on YouTube. But well, it's one of those things. Username, I think it's, you know, at the end of the day, it gives an option to people who want to you know, like who want to watch it, but who may not have the means to do so. But at the same time, my advice to people is always watch things on the original source or through an official source, because obviously it benefits the creators as well. But I'm not solely against venturing onto the high seas, as like I said, it does give people an avenue to play a game or watch a movie that they may not. And again, it may then get them to be a fan, buy merch, etc. I've also done a video on the Mass Effect TV show. It's on the channel. But seriously, guys, I am going to go now. See, it's one of those things. I've really enjoyed this because I don't want to go, but at the same time, my body is slowly shutting down. I'm just going to be asleep on the stream for like two decades. I'm sorry if you guys can hear my chair. By the way, it's a bit creaky and it makes all sorts of noises. I think it's because the bolts have come a bit loose and I need to get like an Allen key and tighten them. I think that's why. But anyway, I am going to go. Thank you all so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've really enjoyed. I'm going to do this more often, like I said in yesterday's stream. I think Livu and a few of the others who've returned. Thank you again all for watching and returning. For those who have just joined, I do apologise, but in my defence, I have been streaming for 2 hours? ? Got no idea how long I've been streaming for. I want to say 2 hours. 2 hours feels like the right amount of time. But like I said, for more Mass Effect content, don't forget to check out the channel. Really appreciate it. I'm going to basically go full all in on Mass Effect, so can't wait. I'll still be uploading other videos, but Mass Effect mainly. But good night, everyone. I hope you all have all good morning wherever you are. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. I might stream tomorrow, who knows. See you guys, and have a good one. Bye.